My name is Jamie Friend, and I'll be talking to you a little bit today about Scenario 5, Who Authorizes Your Paycheck? This scenario was written by Cheffers and Pakaluk in the Accounting Ethics 2nd edition textbook. First, I'd like to give you a little bit of background into this case. William McGee, internal auditor for Premier Paper, finds a discrepancy in the company's accounts receivable records. He goes to the CFO with the problem and finds that the CFO himself initiated this policy, which is misleading investors. This policy of not writing off their bad debts the way that they're supposed to is making the CFO a lot of money in bonuses. Worse, if they discontinue this unethical policy and correct it, it will look bad for the company. William McGee has an ethical responsibility as an internal auditor and as a certified public accountant to both his company and investors to not allow these incorrect and misleading entries to continue. William McGee tries to do the right thing, going to the CFO, who is his boss, and saying that he cannot mislead the public in this way. The CFO responds by saying, "Who authorizes your paychecks?" This is a common problem faced by accountants that is discussed in the first few chapters of the textbook. With internal and external auditors alike, their services are not always appreciated by the people who write their paychecks. The book suggests a number of solutions to this problem. Solution A is to allow the CFO to keep doing what he is doing. If there is a problem, it will be on the CFO. The CFO is, after all, in charge of the accounting in this matter. It will not be the fault of William McGee. It'll make the company look bad and get the CFO into trouble. Option B is to go to the company president with the problem. There is, of course, a small chance that the company president is in on or even encouraging the bad accounting and that he will fire William McGee. Option C is for him to seek out the external auditors and confidentially tell them to flag the problem in their next audit. Or, option D is to present the problem to the board of directors. I agree with the book that the best way to solve this problem is to just keep talking about it until it gets resolved. The worst solution, Solution A, is to just watch the situation play out. As the internal auditor, it is William McGee's job to notify the correct authorities in the company of misdeeds just like these. If Mr. McGee fails to inform people of the situation, he is not fulfilling his professional responsibility as a CPA and might have to deal with serious consequences, such as having his license taken away. Ideally, internal auditors will have a direct link to the auditing board on the board of directors. They should be able to go to the auditing board with problems just like these without fear of being fired or getting into trouble. If this is not the case, I personally feel that it is Mr. McGee's responsibility and his job to utilize the other suggested solutions until one of them works. This means going to the president, and if that doesn't work, or if the president is indeed in on the deception, going to the board of directors. If neither of these parties are willing to do anything to solve the problem, William McGee should go to the external auditors. The book does mention, however, that it is better, if possible, for the company to solve the problem in-house. When this situation happened in real life, the internal auditor decided to just let the CFO continue with what he was doing. And in the end, the CFO and the president, who apparently really was in on the deception, tried to quickly sell the company. They failed. The company ended up being turned over to lenders who quickly liquidated it. The internal auditors spent months in court giving testimony, and it cost him and everybody who worked at Premier Paper their jobs. Thank you so much for your time. I hope this ethics analysis has been helpful.